Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of trying to install an operating system on an old netbook. There is an episode 1. If you haven't watched it yet, please watch it because it has some instructions for some commands that we use here. In episode 1, we tried to install Chrome OS Flex on a 12-year-old netbook with 2 GB of RAM. It failed miserably. Realizing I need to install a slimmer OS, I decided to install Peppermint OS and it was a good choice. Let's see how to install it now. Alright, so the first step is to download the operating system. So we go to peppermintos.com. Once the download is complete, we use DD to install it onto the flash drive. If you don't know what DD is, go back to the first episode and I've explained it there. On peppermintos.com, click download Peppermint. You can choose to install either the 64-bit or the 32-bit depending on the type of system that you have. Because I have an old netbook right now which has only about 2 gigabytes of memory, I'm going to choose the 32-bit. Also, something to keep in mind here, a 64-bit operating system will always need more RAM to run than a 32-bit system. Also, if you notice, we have two other choices as well. One is a Debian base and the other one is a Devuam? I'm just going to call it Daedalus. So the difference between the two is one is systemd based and the other one is initd based. That's a whole other topic, but for now let's go ahead with the Debian base. So click on the 32-bit mirror. Oh, and Debian is systemd based in case I didn't mention that earlier. Okay, so save the ISO file. Mine is saved into downloads. Once the download is done, let's get into the terminal to finish copying the files to the flash drive. We're going to use DD again. Ensure the flash drive is plugged in, and then where is our flash drive? So you know the drill. Let's do lsblk. It's sdd for me this time. In the dd command, I will use sdd. Wait for the copying to finish. Once the copying finishes, you should be able to see the files in your file explorer. And then we eject the flash drive and plug it into the netbook. Okay, I've plugged in the flash drive. I'm powering the machine on, spamming F12. Okay, it's entering the boot menu. I choose USB. Alright. Now this is way faster than what I experienced with the Chrome OS installation. Choose the first option. Okay, that looks cool. Okay, so this is very cool. So the window, as soon as I click on suggested, it asks me to choose to select packages and web browsers. So as soon as I click it, it brings up a whole list of things that I can install. Now this is definitely grandma friendly because it's very straightforward. I can select all the things that I need from here and have it installed. If I want to install this operating system on this machine, it's not yet installed, right? We are looking at the live version at the moment, but if I do want to install this, I just have to click the install Peppermint icon there and it'll set up the operating system. So we'll do that in a few minutes. Let's see what we can choose here in our suggested packages list. Okay, so something is wrong with the keyboard layout on this machine. I think once I install the OS it should be fine. But for now I've just plugged in dusty old keyboard that I had lying around. So that seems to be working fine. So I'm going to use that going forward. Okay, so let's see what happens if we click on one of these, right? Oh, this is awesome. So it's actually automatically sending the commands to install the required software. So do I want to install this? Okay, we will. Let's see what happens. Alright, I think that's it. It's installed it. Okay, so I'm gonna begin the installation. I played around with this a little bit. I tried installing a few packages, but I don't think they installed because I guess this is a live version. So I suppose once we install the OS, we'll actually be able to install through this option.
So let me do that. Let's begin the installation. Double click usually works. Alright, there it is. Alright, so it's giving me the information that I have not connected this system to the internet. I will have to plug in an Ethernet cable to it. So let me just do that quickly and then I'll restart the installation. Okay, so I've plugged in the Ethernet cable and I've also restarted the installation. I guess that's the reason why the the packages earlier did not get installed, because well, I wasn't connected to the net. Okay, so moving on, I'll just go ahead next. Time zone is right. Keyboard should be English. The default seems to be crazy, so I'll just use English US. I guess I'll just choose the default. Okay, so on this screen it's giving me the option to erase the entire disk. So that's what I'm actually going to do, because I don't want to create any partitions or anything like that. I'll just hit next. And it seems like there's like about 50 GB of free space as well on this drive at the moment. I don't know why that is, but okay. So you see the status current and then after. So the current is Windows 7 and Windows Recovery and so on and so forth. After is going to be just pure Peppermint. Alright, and this is an MBR drive, so 32-bit was a good choice. Alright, I'll enter the information. You don't need to see that. Okay, so I've entered the user information. I've gone to the next screen. All I need to do now is hit the install button and it should proceed to install. Alright, it's doing it now. So let's just wait for the installation to finish. Shouldn't take too long, hopefully. All done. Okay, isn't that a sight for sore eyes? Let's hit done. The system is now restarting into the operating system, which is installed on the laptop. All booted into the operating system, and this is the screen we are greeted with. The same thing that we saw the live CD. So I'll click on suggested and I'll install a few things from here.
Okay, so that's it for this little adventure. Hope you enjoyed the video. Your subscriptions, comments, and likes will motivate me to do more. So please like and subscribe. Thank you. Until the next one, keep screwing up.